It is your boy T with another Have You Seen That with T movie review, and today I'm reviewing The Beekeeper. Is The Beekeeper a John Wick ripoff? Yep. Is The Beekeeper a great time at the movies? Yep. So let's talk about it.
Everyone, need your attention, please. I'm gonna burn this place to the ground.
You're a blessing, Mr. Clay. This place was crabgrass and weeds, and you brought it back to life.
Mrs. Parker and I were friends. She was like family. She was the only person who ever took care of me.
I just got a message saying that there's a problem with my computer.
Yes, ma'am, we got this.
Yesterday, she shot herself.
This is private property.
Do you know what they do here? Scamming the weakest in our society.
Buddy, I'm counting to 3.
1, 2, 3. There, I did it for you.
No, you can't take it. No, you can't.
I'm gonna burn this place to the ground.
You can't take it away from me.
Will you stomp his ass out?
You're telling me one man did this. The only thing you know is he's a beekeeper.
The Beekeeper is Jason Statham's latest action movie, which he plays Adam Clay, a retired beekeeper, this clandestine outside of the CIA, outside of the FBI group that maintains the order within our country, aka the Hive. Of course, there are a lot of bee puns, there are a lot of cross pollination puns in this movie, but there's a lot of action. In the movie, Felicia Rashad plays like a mother figure to Clay. He's renting a farm on her land, and she gets hacked. She calls a call center. It's the scammiest, seediest, scummiest bunch of people you can ever see. And they really play it up to make it seem more fun than it is. I think that, of course, that was for dramatic effects, so you'd be way more happy when Jason Statham goes in there and kicks all of her ass. They hack her, they take all of her money, she commits suicide, and Clay goes on this just review-filled rampage in order to avenge her death and, of course, right all of the wrongs. And he just brutally hurts a lot of people in this movie. I want you to take John Wick, which this is a very, very, very close rendition of that John Wick story, trying to build the world of the beekeepers. And then I want you to take the Equalizer 3 and I want you to mash those two together. And that's where you get when you get the Beekeeper. These are just some brutal kills, and Jason Statham just gives these very deadpan one-liners and just really straight to the point. I'm going to beat you. You're going to take it unless you just give yourself up. And of course, everyone is so cocky. Josh Hutcherson plays like the young main bad guy. When I say this movie takes a lot from John Wick, it takes a lot from John Wick. It has the young, cocky guy who doesn't think one person can take them down. And Jeremy Irons plays the guy who is telling him that he killed the guy with a pencil. And of course, he didn't say that in this movie, but I was waiting for that line. I swear to you, Beekeeper is so much like the John Wick movies. The two characters are so similar, it's eerie. You can tell that they watched John Wick 1, 2, 3, and 4 and decided to make this movie. A lot of the action shots are kind of shot in some of that John Wick style, some of the coloring, some of the shadows, and just a lot of the fight scenes, but this just takes it to a brutal level. John Wick looked like ballet. This looked more like slam dance. Jason Statham hurt people in some of the most innovative ways, and he just didn't care. He didn't like, there was no line for him when it came to how brutal he would be with some of his opponents because of all the rage inside of him because they killed that mother figure. I really thoroughly enjoyed this movie. I had a great time at the movie theater. It is a great action movie. If you love action movies, if you love Jason Statham, you're going to love The Beekeeper. And that's who exactly this movie is for. It's for the action enthusiasts. If you enjoy a good mindless action movie. This is not going to go too deep, just like the John Wick series. Doesn't go too deep. There aren't ton of words in this movie other than the bad guys. Jason Statham is a man of few words, but he carries a big stick. And he just really beats the living hell out of these people who really deserve it. Josh Hutcherson, he just plays a slimy guy to perfection. But there's one person I think who almost steals the movie for me. Uh, Towards the end, Jeremy Irons, who plays kind of the CEO or figurehead of the company that kind of is running all of these seedy call centers, there's a character named Lazarus, played by Taylor James. And when this guy shows up on screen, he just looks like this crazy Australian or New Zealander. I'm not exactly sure, but he kind of had one of those two accents. I wasn't exactly sure. But when I saw him on the screen, all I saw was Sabretooth. This guy looks exactly like Sabretooth. If you're a fan of the X-Men franchise and you know that the X-Men franchise is coming to the MCU, after you see this movie, you're going to agree with me that Taylor James should be in the top 3 or 4 people to play Sabretooth in the MCU. This guy, he's big, he's brawny, he looks the part, he had the chops. I mean, he was awesome. Him and Jason Statham had one of the best fight scenes that I've seen in a very long time. He was the big bad at the very end before Jason Statham got to the top of the head of the snake. And this guy was awesome. He almost stole the whole movie for me in a small part as the bad guy because just of his look, the way he spoke, and he just was awesome. He was just a badass bad guy. One of the mercs, the head of the last group of mercenaries for hire, and Jason Statham mowed through them all. And that's not a spoiler. You already knew Jason Statham was going to whip everybody's ass in this movie. Only if you got some time this weekend, go check out The Beekeeper. I enjoyed this movie thoroughly. It's a great action movie. It's a great start of the year. This is the first movie I've seen in 2024, and I'm really excited for what's coming up next. Usually, if the first movie of the year is good, we're gonna have a good, at least for me, I'm gonna have a good year of movie going. And I think starting with The Beekeeper, I'm gonna have a great year of movie watching. You know, have you seen The Beekeeper? What did you think? Did you enjoy it? Did you hate it? Was it too mindless for you? Was it too convoluted for you? What did you think of The Beekeeper? Definitely let me know down in the comments. And please like and subscribe to the Have You Seen That with T YouTube channel. We're trying to grow this thing and keep going, bigger and better, trying to get everything looking great, sounding great. And I do appreciate the support of all of the channel subscribers. But definitely tell a friend to tell a friend to come see Have You Seen That with T movie review. And until next time, I'll catch you later.